Human smuggler issued new Canadian passport after court-ordered surrender of travel document. Greater than asterisk the federal government asterisk 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 issued a new passport to an admitted human smuggler after he was ordered to surrender the travel document as part of court-imposed release conditions asterisk asterisk asterisk. CBC News has learned. Greater than asterisk the new passport was discovered in June 2023 by RCMP investigators executing a search warrant at the Montreal home of the singer Hassan Razaya during a probe targeting an international human smuggling network that Razaya allegedly headed. According to court records obtained by CBC News, greater than asterisk at the time, Razaya was living at home with an electronic ankle bracelet on strict conditions while awaiting sentencing on a February 2023 guilty plea to one count of breaching the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act for his role in the smuggling of a Sri Lankan national from the US into Canada in 2021. Greater than asterisk Razaya had been forced to surrender his passport to the RCMP in 2021 as part of his release conditions related to the human smuggling attempt that was intercepted by police in Cornwall, Ont, located about 120 kilometers west of Montreal along the Canada-US border. Asterisk. Razaya was charged on April 1, 2021, after he was caught in a Cornwall motel parking lot receiving a Sri Lankan national who had just been smuggled into Canada. He was sentenced to 15 months in jail in September 2023. Greater than asterisk 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 he was re-arrested this past May by the RCMP on charges he led an international human smuggling organization that moved hundreds of people north and south across the Canada-US border. Asterisk asterisk. He remains in custody. Greater than asterisk. Greater than asterisk 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 he was still operating when re-arrested in 2023, even though he was on release for the same charges asterisk 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 asterisk, said Emer, who retired in May and investigated Razaya's activities over 3 years. Asterisk. The current Canadian passport system is the weak link in the security chain, said Kelly Sundberg, Associate Professor of Criminology at Mount Royal University in Calgary. Greater than asterisk Sundberg says asterisk 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 the screening process for passports operates in a silo separate from any databases the courts and police may share. Currently, it's up to individual law enforcement agencies like the RCMP to contact Passport Canada to flag an individual. Asterisk asterisk. Greater than asterisk, it's very superficial security and very much based on an honor system, he said. Greater than this is just so stupid. And a basic failure at so many levels of our government. At what point is this criminal negligence? Why is it seemingly every person in power in this country continues to do the most idiotic thing by default? Are we as a country just supposed to roll over to every criminal at this point? Canada is truly a depressing place with no backbone. Why is our government so fucking shitty at so many things? And yet Redditors will tell you we have strict security screening. Goldstein. Trudeau Government tripled spending on Indigenous issues to $32 billion annually in decade. Report says Canada's Indigenous population is about 1.8 million, so that works out to over $17,000 per person. The annual budget for defense, including all of the CAF and CSIS, is around $33 billion, I believe. Just to put that into perspective. In brief, asterisk while the Trudeau government has tripled the amount of money it spends on Indigenous issues from $11 billion annually in 2015 to more than $32 billion earmarked for 2025. It doesn't appear to be improving the lives of on-reserve Indigenous people. According to a new study by the Fraser Institute, from 2016 to 2021, Statistics Canada's Community Wellbeing Index, which measures the standard of living of communities across the country, reported that the average gap between First Nations families living on reserves and other Canadian families was reduced from 19.1 points to 16.3. It raises the question of where all the money from other federal programs targeted specifically to Indigenous people is going. In addition to tripling annual spending on Indigenous issues to $32 billion from 2015 to 2025, the Trudeau government is settling many Indigenous class action lawsuits without litigation, resulting in increasing liabilities for taxpayers. We are sovereign. I wonder if part of this has to do with the settlements. In Northern Ontario, I have numerous friends who received 5- and 6-figure checks from the government as part of a settlement to an agreement. Some well-placed people are making some serious money off of this. Canada's youth unemployment could cost economy billions, report. Youth unemployment will cost the economy billions. Okay, so hire Canadian youth. No. Can I hire another TFW through LMIA so they can get no benefits and I can pay them just at minimal wage? Garnish their wages without them being able to fight back, and if they talk back to me I can threaten to fire them, which means they get deported. While the federal government covers 25% of their wages? No? Labor shortage. We have a labor shortage. We need more workers. Youth unemployment is double the national labor shortage. No one wants to work anymore. Labor shortage. The youth can't get jobs because they're competing with cheap foreign labor. We're not having young people be hired in a way that makes sense, Mohammed said, adding that expectations from employers have grown, but wages have not. A young person needs to have 3 years of employment experience, a graduate degree, bilingual, and they want to be paying this person $20 an hour, Mohammed said. So, it's not really a place where we're actually cultivating young people wanting to get jobs. A young person needs to have 3 years of employment experience, a graduate degree, bilingual, and they want to be paying this person $20 an hour. This is the fairy tale shit they concoct to justify using TFWs. They post this nonsense and they say, oh, we couldn't find anyone like that. Give me TFWs. Print me an LMIA. The kicker is that the people who have the power to grant it say, absolutely, right away, makes it very hard for youth to find work at all. Totally unacceptable. The job market for the youth was nuked. The response has been lackluster and the people in charge don't actually care. Transport Canada to increase screening for travelers to India, CBC News. They also scan for those who have sought asylum here in Canada, fearing for their lives back home, but going back there for holidays. Easy deportation. Oh shit, I thought this was the Beaverton. I hate this timeline. I think it's the other direction that there's a problem with. So we imported some several decades old turf war? Sweet. Wrong direction. I'm a bit obsessed with this mass immigration from India. I feel like I must be missing something obvious behind the motives to allow it, but it's such a difficult subject to discuss with more liberally minded people that support it. Ottawa Food Bank sees record number of visits in October. Calls on city to declare a food insecurity crisis. This post appears to relate to a province territory of Canada. As a reminder of the rules of this subreddit, we do not permit negative commentary about all residents of any province, city, or other geography. This is an example of prejudice, and prejudice is not permitted here. https www.reddit.com/r/canada/wiki/rules set soumission semble concerner une province ou un Territoire du Canada. Selon les règles de ce sous répertoire. Nous n'autorisons pas les commentaires négatifs sur tous les résidents d'une province, d'une ville ou d'une autre région géographique. Il s'agit d'un exemple de intolérance qui n'est pas autorisé ici. https www.reddit.com/r/canada/wiki/reglas and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit. Message compose to =r Canada if you have any questions or concerns. Food bank usage is one of the big indicators of how well society is doing in general. This is not good news. We are one of the largest food exporters, but our national capital wants to declare a food insecurity crisis. I can't wait for another round of political finger pointing without a solution. Greater than it was 1 in 7 last year. It's now 1 in 4 households are experiencing food insecurity, Wilson said. What's nutty about this is Ottawa has a reputation for being a white-collar city with a fairly high median income between the civil service and the tech industry. 1 in 4 households is crazy. The thing is, even in those well-paid industries, rent has doubled in Ottawa since about 2020. Houses are impossible to afford on a single income. Food inflation is as bad here as anywhere, and especially at the lower end of both the civil service and tech industries. The pay isn't that good. Not good enough to keep up. Makes me wonder how bad it is in other cities. If we stopped making it legal for places to throw out food rather than give it away out of fear of diminishing profits, we'd solve world hunger overnight. I know several friends who had been making standing monthly monetary donations for years, but who are now on the cusp of needing these resources themselves. I look back at the ease we experienced in the 90s with longing. I can't imagine what it must have been like growing up in the era of bounty that boomers were gifted. Too many people are squabbling about which of our neoliberal masters we should elect next, versus demanding the one thing that could reorient our systems toward favoring the people. Electoral reform, consensus politics, versus fearmongering. The tyranny of lesser evils has yoked us for too damned long.